Hello again, Guardians. Mangumson here, bringing you another Destiny 2 video. This is an Arc Titan build that does not revolve around the Heart of Innermost Light. This is the Get Back Titan build. Now, the Get Back Titan build revolves around a whole bunch of things, and it has a lot of Arc synergy. We're going to be talking about sprint resistance, melee recharge by 65%, orbs of power generation, extra damage resistance, and increased melee damage. We are also going to be utilizing incandescent and jolt shot in this build. So if you guys do end up enjoying the video, if you guys do appreciate the content, you can go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you feel like doing so. At the end of the video, you're going to be seeing PvP gameplay of this build, so you can choose to watch that or not. But let's get into the build. Now, with the overall build, I tried a myriad of different things along with Spark of Resistance. I used Spark of Frequency at one point in time. I even tried to use the Charge with Light mod Reactive Pulse. None of these things proved to be an advantage for the build, because when using the exotic that we chose for the build, we are doing most of these things already. Now, with the totality of the entire build in its full running form, you're going to see that using the Spark of Feedback is what's going to make this build jump up just a little bit better than the rest. Now, what is the Titan Fantasy? The Titan Fantasy is to go around and punch stuff and to not be hindered by it. So when you end up trying to become a Titan that will run around and punch stuff and not be hindered by it, you end up going with a few choices. You end up going with the Shoulder Charge, or you end up going with the Thunderclap Melee. Either one of these two options is going to be real viable for the build, but I do like using Thunderclap overall for the being able to control when I want to use it without having to sprint or anything like that. The feedback is going to give you a 75% damage bonus, putting our base melee up to 19,400 and some change. And in PvP, the feedback fence exotic puts out about 41 points of damage, with your standard melee putting out 160 points worth of damage, and this is going to give you the kill. Now, putting this with Spark of Recharge. Spark of Recharge is the retooled combat meditation, which was exclusive to hunters at one point in time. Now, the combat meditation is available to all Arc subclasses. This with a few tools in our toolkit, we are going to have a measly 30 strength, we're going to have a really high discipline, and we're going to have a fair resistance amount going along with this. Combat meditation kicks in and knockout, the fragment that you want to have equipped to you. When you do get melee kills, you will recharge your health. Now, how does combat meditation and the knockout perk work? Well, combat meditation stacks with momentum transfer. Momentum transfer will grant you melee cooldown energy when you do damage with your grenades. Now, the combat meditation isn't to be slept on because it can actually be used along with your super. Now, the gains are minimal but are effective for increased recharge rates. Now, using the Spark of Discharge, Arc Weapon Final Blows have a chance to create an Ionic Trace. Ionic Traces give you 10% energy back on your lowest charged ability. Using this with the Horror's Lease is going to prove most effective in my opinion. A good Horror's Lease roll adept is going to have Kill Clip heating up on it. It's going to have Arrowhead Break with 100% recoil direction or close enough to it. Now, granting your Arc Weapon that Ionic Trace is just more bang for your buck. Now, what you're going to want to do is you can use any of the Arc weapons. Honorable mentions are Third Axiom, Sweet Sorrow, Darkness Before, and the Tarnished Metal Scout Rifle. All of these options are great picks in their own right. And combine this with the Spark of Amplitude. Rapidly defeating targets while you are amplified creates an Orb of Power. Now, the Orbs of Power are going to be really beneficial to us as they make up most of our build here, because we are rocking Striking Light, Heavy-Handed, and Protective Light for that extra damage resistance, along with having Swift Charge. That is, with a pulse rifle kill, you have a chance to become charged with light. Also, with sidearms, you have a potential to become charged with light. Now, combining this with the Forerunner, so you have your Arc pulse rifle or whatever your Arc weapon that you have, and you're using the Forerunner. Now, the exotic, not the exotic, but the legendary we're using in the heavy slot is going to be the machine gun, the Fixed Odds. This is one of the weapons from the duality dungeon, and it has a specific perk on it called 2 Excess. Now, 2 Excess provides some really good benefits. Combine that with Incandescent, Feeding Frenzy, and Chambered Compensator on my fixed odds. Now, you can craft this if you do the Duality Dungeon enough and you end up getting those red borders, but having a machine gun on a Titan, high impact frame, is quite good. Now, overall, what are you going to be looking for with 2 XS? Final blows with this weapon while your super is full grants a bonus of strength and discipline for a moderate duration. Now, the moderate duration is, as you get kills with the weapon with your supercharged, you end up getting ability energy back. Now, it doesn't work like Demolitionist or Pugilist or anything like that, but the increase to gains that you end up getting are enough to be seen, to be felt while you're using it. Now, 2 XS is not exclusive to the fixed odds. The sidearm has it. What's that sidearm called? Drang. It has 2 XS. Mida Mini Tool. All those things have 2 XS. Now, this is Sadia. This is the corrupted irregular strike, but not many Titans can say that they went blow for blow, fist for fist with Sadia. It's usually done with weapons, and it's usually done at longer ranges because she tends to float out into the abyss and she's quite hard to hit. But with this Titan build, even Sadia herself will want to challenge you and want to go fisticuffs face to face with you and try to throw blows because she just can't help it. With the amount of power that you're putting out here, Sadia does not stand a chance for you at close ranges, and this boss has been defeated. Now, I did have teammates for this entire strike, but I was running through the strike so fast that they only caught up at the end. Now, that's not to their detriment. It's just a proof of how the build ended up working in the end. I ended up going in. I was able to face tank a lot of things. It is a regular strike, yes, grant you that. Most strikes are not hard to complete at all, but having fun in PvE is one thing that I like to do with most of my builds, if not all of them. Now, having functionality in PvE and in PvP, now that's the caveat to both sides of the coin. Now, you may want to switch out the Forerunner, but I like using the Rock because it's fun. That gives you 3 grenades for this build. Lightning Grenade combined with the aspect of Touch of Thunder grants your Lightning Grenades 2 Lightning Grenades. Now, in this upcoming PvP build here, the upcoming PvP gameplay, you're going to see me use these 2 grenades. You're not going to see me use the Rock, but you're going to see me use the 2 lightning grenades. You're going to see me use the positioning of the Forerunner. You're going to see me utilizing the pulse rifle, and I'm not using the Horus Lease there. I don't have a good roll on my Horus Lease, so I didn't end up using that version of it. I have the Insidious. I have a decent roll, not the crafted one, of course. I haven't done that raid enough to get the crafted version, but I do digress. The Insidious Pulse Rifle, the aggressive burst frame, is pretty good for this build. Now, throughout the entirety of the PvP video, and I'm not going to talk through the whole thing, but when you end up utilizing the tools in your toolkit and realizing that yes, you can handle enemies from a distance, but up close and personal that you are a threat, that makes you an even better Titan. And that's the thing that we want to get when we're utilizing our Titan subclass. Now, I could have used the class ability. I could have switched it to the thrusters, but I like the rally barricade because it provides me with quick reloads when I do remember that I'm using the rally barricade. Now, the thruster could provide me with more mobility in order to get around, in order to close distance, and that is good. If you are a highly mobile, Titan, if you can perform within that space, then the thrusters are definitely going to be the better pick for the PvP. Now, for PvE, it can go either way, depending on how you want to run that build. But all in all, Spark of Amplitude, this works for you to generate those orbs. We have Spark of Discharge in order to get the Ionic Traces, Spark of Recharge in order to get our grenade and melee back more quickly. When we do get bodied or close to death, we do get a little bit of jolt to our abilities before we die. So dying isn't the worst thing in the world in a video game. I do say that. Now, and Spark of Feedback is going to grant you that extra bit of damage resistance and damage output for your melees while utilizing the ACD feedbacks, one of my favorite exotics in the game. I wish that Synthoceps and feedback fences could combine together to make one exotic, but you can't turn the Synthoceps into the feedback fences with reactive pulse. But that's all for me. So enjoy this gameplay for PvP. You will see that we will end up starting to lose a lot, but we do end up turning it around in the end. I say we, but I mean me. So continue watching the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone C lost. Enemy has advantage. Together as one. I love it. You captured Zone C. You have advantage. 5 minutes remaining. Zone B lost. Enemy has zone advantage. 2 for 1. Zone B captured. You have zone advantage. Zone A captured. Power play. Keep the pressure on. Tell them to line up faster. 10 Titans like you, I could build all 7 columns and shake the pillars to their core. Zone A lost. They have advantage. You have zone advantage. 3 minutes remaining. That's why we have fire teams. Zone A captured. Power play. Keep the pressure on. You're in the lead. Zone C lost. Zone A lost. They have advantage. 1 minute. You have this. Zone A captured. You have advantage. Keep it up, and victory is yours. Strength in numbers, Guardian. Excellent. 30 seconds stand between you and victory. A well-fought victory. You're a wall around those zones. Take that iron will beyond the Crucible.